Downfield, launching downfield, going for get 7, they can use the clock. Williams throwing, and it's caught for the touchdown. 4th and goal for the Bears. Williams.
Yeah, bro, it's already crazy offseason.
After until 1989.
Caleb Williams lets it fly. He has got.
Yeah, you said it's a toss-up.
We don't know what the hell you're going to do now.
There we go. I got my screen right, man. So we in the building right now, man. It's me, CJ, OG Allen, man. These are my guys, man. I've been doing a lot of work on TikTok, building that platform up, man. Just, I'm steady working out here, y'all. Y'all know how I do. I don't really sleep, man. Y'all know how it is, man. I'm just making sure that I'm connected with the people, man. Of the Bear Nation, man. And trying to get good people to come be a part of this platform, elevate the platform, be funny on the platform, talk shit on the platform. You know what I'm saying? So it's cool just, getting to know new people, man, and finding out all the Bear fans, man. But it's been a wild offseason, Allen, man, already, bro. Like, we lost the center. He retired on us, man. Dahlman. It's a bunch of stuff, man. The left tackle position, Ozzie Trapillo.
They wanted to move on. And then also they wanted to look out for DJ. DJ is not going to no, I would say, second. He's going to the Bills where they're supposed to be, playing for a championship. So, and he's going to play with his old coordinator where he had his best years of his career. So, I think DJ is going to a great situation opposite of Chicago where he's not getting the productivity that he should be getting with, like you say, Jahdae Walker. You got Luther Burton, who's probably going to be our number 1 receiver.
Yeah, he's gonna be our number 1 receiver. Allen kind of went out there again. So we're just gonna go with some of the comments. We got Donna Liv said, I'm cool with us on us freeing up more cap space. Donna Liv says it's good to be a 2nd round pick as well, cheaper, younger talent, more opportunity for Burton, and a step up for Walker. The Dahlman retirement surprised me. I hope he's okay. That's what matters the most. Yeah, I mean, you said a lot right there, man. It's like you can't control what these players feel when it comes to somebody like you bring him up here, Dahlman, man. Like all this stuff is shocking. These guys are not. They don't. Some of these guys don't see football as a situation where they want to play forever at. Like, you never know what's going on with Dahlman. I know his dad played football. He's seen what his dad's been going through the years of playing football, the afterlife effects of playing football. And they said he originally had a 5-year plan, CJ, and this was his 5th year. So this didn't come out of nowhere that the Bears didn't know that Dahlman was planning on retiring. I just think that, man, when it comes to stuff like this, it's better now than later. I'm happy he did this now before training camp starts and things really start to rev up. And then when he's gone, we got to really find a replacement and really be our hands in our mouth. You know what I'm saying? Our feet in our mouth, like. Yeah. So the fact that he did this now, I'm okay with it. The fact that he did it, he walked away from a young quarterback that's ascending to probably MVP. He walked away from a winning team. He walked away from Ben Johnson. He pretty much was a part of the change in Chicago as far as the offensive line, and people were going to remember him from doing that. So the fact that he can walk away from all of this and only be 27 years old lets me know that this was a thought-out decision for him, man. So what's your thoughts on Dahlman?
I mean, my thoughts is that I've seen this before. This actually, my cousin actually had, he was playing at a Division II school, and he went down to Texas and did the combine down in Texas. Now, my cousin didn't have good numbers at the combine, so he just didn't make it. But he works at a personal trainer's office.
Mm-hmm.
So you never know what's going through a person's mind when it comes to football. You just never know. A lot of these guys want to get paid. They want to make sure their family is good, and once their family is good and once they're paid, sometimes they just go. They just want to leave. I know everybody wants to know the reason why and why he did it. I don't think he owed nobody an explanation, except for the Bears, of course. I think he don't owe no side of the Bears an explanation.
Yeah, and I agree with you. So, Alan, man, this was the first domino to fall right here. Drew Dalman, man, we didn't really get your thoughts. We all been talking on the private chat and all that. But what were your thoughts when you saw this, man? Like, were you concerned about us getting another center? Were you concerned about what's going on with Drew? Like, when you saw this after the season we had and pretty much finishing the offensive line with the year that we had, man, how did you feel about this?
It was kind of surprising, because I thought Drew Dalman really loved his craft, but I think I don't know if he had got a concussion. I think that's what we were talking about backstage, but I don't know if he was just like, man, I just ain't got it in me, man, no more. Like, I'd rather man tell me, look, hey man, I just don't want to do this no more. I can live with that, because he got to live in his own skin, man. So, hey, even Swamp ain't, he got his money. The Bears paid him. We didn't have to stay on the hook because it could be the other thing. He could come back and play like he don't give a shit and get our quarterback mauled. So I'd rather him be a professional and just say, you know what, man, I just ain't got it in me. So I can respect that.
Yeah, man, because, the worst thing I say, the sports that I did play, the basketball I did play for a while, I felt like this, and you could probably attest to it too, and CJ probably too. When you start thinking about what you're doing as an athlete, I think you kind of cook. Mm-hmm. Like when I was thinking about, stopping on the dime and hitting the hezzy and then pulling up for a jump, but I had to think about it. I knew the time was coming. Like, man, I think my little hoop dream's gonna be over because I'm starting to think entirely too much. So I think sometimes, you can get in your own head, and that's like not a good place sometimes. Once you start thinking about your things you're doing on the field or the basketball court at a young age, that's kind of when it's almost time to hang it up. What you think about that, Alan? Or CJ? Yeah,
man. When you got, like the coaches used to say, when you think about stuff, thinking about getting hurt, you're done. You're done.
Right.
If you think you're going to get hurt, you're going to get hurt. Your mind start playing tricks on you, and your mind will take over. So if I just ain't feeling today, Joe, he talking to his teammates like, man, you got to get your shit together, man. And he might check out, on a play, and then, we lose a game. It's a lot, and it ain't worth it. We see players that come out there and don't give a fuck all the time. Right. Like, why don't you just take the money and go home? But some players just go out there and waste our time. It's fine.
CJ, what you think about that, man? Like, once you start thinking about what you're doing on the court or the football field, man, you halfway out the door,
Yeah. I mean, I can speak on about what I've been going through, what other people been going through, the same thing I've been going through as far as my stroke. Now, some people just give up because it's hard. It's a lot of hard work you got to put into it, get yourself back where you once was. Now, when it comes to these football players, maybe it's too much on their body that they're taking. Maybe it's too much. It could be too much on the body that they're taking. It could be a lot for a player. You never know. You never know what's going through a person's head mentally. Football is a very physical sport. It can mentally mess you up.
Yeah.
It can physically mess you up.
Emotional, yeah.
So you never know what's going through a player's head. And with Drew, if he felt like this is his time to go, then it was his time to go. So I'm glad he did it at the right time, though. Free agency is right here around the corner. The Bears was able to get the center, and that's all that matters. The Bears was able to replace him, and it's all good. I mean, I'm cool with it.
Yeah, and I'm with you, man. Like y'all all said the right things. It's like if you think about you're going to get hurt, You know what I'm saying? If you feel like it's too much for you physically, mentally, or emotionally, you know, whatever price that you're paying, you know, for your body, it might be too much to keep paying every week. You know what I'm saying? You know, collision. You know, football is a collision sport, and it's a violent sport. So he's in the trenches. He's not like playing with a wide receiver or some shit like that where you might not get the ball this game. You know what I'm saying? Or a tight end where you might not get the ball this game. No, he's in the trenches. He's on the front lines. He's fighting defensive linemen every single week for 60 minutes a game, getting his head snapped back, you know, getting his arms and everything pulled and falling to the ground, getting rolled up on. And I think over time, you know, that might take a toll on a person. I'm not saying that he's weak, but we all got our limits. We all got our levels to the point to where if I don't want to play no more, it should be understood why. You know what I'm saying? Like, I get it. Like, nobody should be out here saying that, you know, he shouldn't be on the field. Like, bro, you don't know what he's going through, man. Like, it's a physical sport, man. It's a physical sport, and everybody's body and mind is different. Like, what I'm tolerable against, you know what I'm saying, might not be tolerable for the next person. What I can, you know, resist or mentally get through, another person might not be strong enough to mentally get through it. You know what I'm saying? And that's how we're built. We're all built different. So I just wish Dalman the best, man. I hope that he continues to heal his body. That he take care of his father. His father played football. You know, that might have an effect on him, seeing how his dad has probably been degenerating his health through the years. All that stuff matters, man. So hopefully he's happy with his decision. You know, he's home with his family, you know, home with his dad and everything like that. He can continue to live a healthy life when you have to worry about football, see?
Right.
Yeah. So shout out to Alan. He said, right. Yeah, man, thank you. We got Donna Liv in here. We got Audrey saying, what's up, CNG Podcast? What's going on, Miss Audrey? And the next thing that come out, CJ, man, if you want to get up here and talk about was Tremaine Edmunds, man. Tremaine is, you know, he's been here for a while, and but he got released, man. He got released. He couldn't find a trade partner. The Bears tried to, you know, trade with him, but they couldn't find nobody to want him. So, you know, we had to release him. But the flip side to it, you know, we get $14-15 million back in the Bears cap. You know what I mean? Releasing him. So this is a monetary move. You know, Poles is always going to try to do the right thing by getting guys to a team that they might want to go to or another opportunity. Ryan Poles, he did that with Justin Fields. He got him with the Jets. You know, he did it with the Buffalo Bills with DJ Moore. He got him with a MVP candidate type of quarterback. You know, the Bills are constantly in Super Bowl talks. So he didn't throw DJ to the Wolves, to a team to where he couldn't perform or even be the number one wide receiver. But this thing right here, he called Tremaine a nickel linebacker. This thing right here with Tremaine is a different story, man, because like Shaw said in the
he only had one productive season with the Bears, and the Bears paid him all the money, which I kind of knew that he wasn't worth a lot of that money. Because a guy that's getting paid like he was getting paid, you got to be productive every season you out there. And the fact that Tremaine Edmunds was not productive every season he was with the Bears, it kind of showed itself why he couldn't get a trade. You know, and I just think that's what happened, man. You got to be with the contract that he got. You got to be productive every single year. It can't be 1 year, and that.
A lot of people, he got the saying, "It's Chicago, yeah." You know what I'm saying? People love it when he say that. You know, but when you get down to the nitty gritty of these players, outside of being emotionally attached to them, and you like these players and you want to keep them on your team, you know, teams are looking at your production. Like CJ said, teams are looking at the contract that you got. Like I said before, you know, we're coming into a situation as a Chicago Bear team to where we're getting away from players that we got to overreach and pay for. You know what I mean? Overreaching for DJ Moore to pay him when he's probably a number one receiver somewhere else. You know what I'm saying? But he's not a wide receiver one here. You get a guy like Tremaine Edmunds because you don't really have nothing else. You might reach and have to overpay for him going forward with the linebackers that we got. You know, we got what's his name? Ruben Hippolyte. We got DeMarco Jackson. You know, that we might be drafting some more linebackers. You know what I mean? So the guys that we probably overpaid for to be on the team, they're not going to be on the team. You know what I'm saying? So Tremaine just fell into that. I think of that where we had to get somebody. We had a cap space to get him. We got him. You know, we had a cap space to sign DJ. We got him. But now that we've elevated our team outside the wide receiver core of one guy, if you guys have been paying attention, basically the wide receiver core now is the ball is spread around. Like everybody on the team had almost 600 yards. You know, Coastal had 600 yards, DJ 600. You know what I'm saying? Rome 600. So we don't need that type of money on the team if we're spreading the ball around. We don't need that type of player to just think that we can just target him all game when we can spread the ball around. At least for DJ Moore. So,
Right.
So that's just my thoughts on that. Then we got another comment from Angela. She says, "Do you think getting rid of DJ was a bad move?" CJ, I talked enough on this one. So what do you think? Just to answer Angela's question. Make sure you subscribe to CJ's YouTube page, CNG Podcast.
Yeah, I don't think it was a bad move because, like I said, his contract and his age. The fact that DJ is 29 years old, and the fact that you paying him all that money, it don't fit with the Bears' timeline that you got the young core with Roma Duze, who's about 22, 23. You got Luther Burton, who's about the same age. You got Coastal Lover, who's about 22, 23. So with DJ, really don't fit that timeline, and him being 29 years old, and him getting
started backup center. Like I was telling people before, I've been speaking about this situation. He played with the Patriots. He allowed 0 sacks. He played. He didn't miss any games. I think he was teammates with Joe Tooney. What else I got for Mr. Bradbury right here? Lost my train of thought, but yeah, he and he was in the Super Bowl, and he's cheap, and we're only giving up a 5th round pick for him. Wide receiver 3 in Jade Walker. That's 5 positions on offense that you guys got on your offense going forward. We just need to see the flip switch on defense, and we can really open up the Super Bowl window. What you think, C?
I agree with you, man. And it was funny. I was listening to 104.3, I think it is, the score. And this guy was just, I don't know, man. He kept talking about, Caleb.
So you get a guy like, from Grinnard, from the Vikings. Like, if their philosophy is not to break the bank, you get someone like this and someone like Taylor Decker, I'm pretty sure I'm banking on that the same philosophy is going to be on defense, where you just get some guys that's pretty good but not crazy, and you build your draft and keep your draft pick. What do you think?
I would say you probably be better building through the draft and also getting some free agents that are serviceable that can play that spot, because if you think about it, we had a lot of guys coming in and out of that defensive lineup, especially in the interior. If you get a better guy that can have more production out there for the defensive line, especially the interior defensive line, getting a better nose tackle, getting the more serviceable nose tackle, and getting a better tackle out there who can be productive. That's what the Bears need.
Oh, it's Jay.
At this point, I don't give a damn who it is. Get a guy that could be productive. Get a guy that could be serviceable. Because Andrew Billings, I don't know where the hell he was last year. And Dexter didn't really show up that much last year. He made plays here and there, but he didn't really. His production really wasn't as high as it should have been.
Right. Man, CJ, we really do got some breaking news, man. Max Crosby is a Raven, bro. That wasn't a joke. And I'll bring it up in here right now. Yeah, thank you, Angela, for subscribing. We don't have to reach for a player. You know what I'm saying? Because Ryan Poles did say, somebody asked him, how do you build a Super Bowl contending team? He said you have to make sure you're drafting well and getting guys. If you're going to get a free agency person, somebody, you got to make sure that person can come in. It's a balance, man. And I like the fact that they went the way of, we're going to trust our draft picks. But you get Trey Henderson, CJ, guess what? You sign it for 2 years. You trust Dennis Allen and Ryan Poles in the draft to get your defensive tackle, get you an edge rusher, get you a linebacker, man. So I think this was the right move by Ryan Poles, man. I think this was the right move by saying, we're not giving y'all no first. We're not giving y'all two first. We keep our first.
Right.
So, to anybody that's in the chat right now or pulling up to the live, the Raiders are trading 5-time Pro Bowls Max Crosby to the Raiders, man. It is what it is, man. It's happened. We can sleep easy. We didn't give up 2 first-round picks and everything like that. It's over, man. It's really over. And I'm not mad. I'm not mad at the team for not giving us 2 first-round picks, man. I'm just not mad.
I'm not needed, man. Gotta trust the draft process. Trust the draft process, man. I know everybody was getting all jittery and all hyped up. Max Crosby, but if it don't feel right, don't do it. He ain't coming to the Bears. We can stop talking about it. It is what it is. Trust the draft process. That's all I can say.
You heard him. I'm G Walker. That's CJ of the CNG Podcast. Will we be back next week with our free agency episode with Shad and OG Allen? The CNG Podcast will be back next week. Bear down.